And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We're finishing off our Gaia Project factions one by one, and today we are featuring the Terrans. And nobody puts the Gaia Project in Gaia Project quite like the Terrans. I mean, that is what they do. They start at level 1 on the Gaiaforming track. They start with the Gaiaformer as a result, and really that is the strategy to lean into for sure. You want to Gaiaform early and often, and you want to have all your power in here to come out, and you basically get free power actions. You know, all of these now become these, and you can, during the Gaia phase of your round, now you can get your extra ore, your extra credits, your extra knowledge, your extra QICs. It's a very, very strong strategy, and it does rely on some level to making sure you have access to more and more Transdim planets over the course of the first few rounds of the game at least. And then, you know, there is some managing of the power cycle that's important, because too much power in that cycle is going to make it really hard to use some power QIC actions during a round. However, too little power in your cycle is going to make it hard to do all the Gaia forming projects that you need to do. It can be a really good faction to give to a new player, especially one who may or may not be experienced at all with Terra Mystica, because you can basically teach them the game through their faction in the first couple of rounds that, hey, look, this is what you want to do that strategy as much as you can, and they will be highly competitive as a result, because they have such an edge on the Gaia forming, while most of the other factions really need to chase either the knowledge track or the navigation track or the economic track. Now the Terrans, hey, Gaiaformer, yoink, let's make this magic happen. So we're going to go ahead and get this board set up. I already did set up the Terrans board. Everything's pretty standard for a normal faction, except, again, the faction ability, if you build your Planetary Institute, is that you will be able to cycle power from the Gaia phase into your cycle, and you will be able to get all those things. Again, you can get 4 can turn into a QIC, 3 can turn into a ore, 4 power can turn into a knowledge, and 1 power can turn into a credit. Again, the same exchange rates as is on the right of every faction board, except you can do it again here. Now, another interesting in this is that when the power goes from the Gaia area into the cycle, it does go into area 2, not area 1. So obviously that will alleviate some of the concerns of what I mentioned earlier, in that it's a little easier to get into the third part of your power cycle when all the power that you're getting back from the Gaia area during the Gaia phase goes into 2 as opposed to 1. So it's a pretty big deal. The academies are also pretty standard. The left academy gives you 2 knowledge and income. The right academy will give you the ability to do a once around QIC action. And again, the rest of the board also looks the same as every other faction. So I'm going to go to boardgamehelper.com and let's pull up our ability to make a map. Hopefully it believes I am not a robot early today. Oh, no, I need to identify the tractors, folks. Those all look like tractors to me. Verify. I think I passed the test. Generate. Yes, human again. I always get worried. So here we go. I'm going to get the Federation token of 8 points and +2 power into your cycle if you get to the top of the terraforming track. And we already have our Lost Planet in place. The advanced tech tiles are going to be 2 points when you take this for every mine you have on the board. 2 points when you take this for every sector that you have colonized the planet in. The ability to do a once around action to get 3 knowledge. The ability to get 3 points for every Federation token you have every time you pass. The ability to get 3 extra points every time you build a trading station. And the ability to get 1 ore for every sector that you have colonized at the time that you take that tile. The standard tech tiles on the bottom row, we're going to get 3 extra points every time we put a mine on a Gaia planet. Can be pretty strong with the Terrans. So we'll see. I don't want to take that too early. Obviously, it's more of a point grab than an engine builder. We have the ability to cycle 4 power. We have the ability to get more income and credits, 4 per round. We get on the other rows, on the terraforming track here, we're going to have the immediately get an ore and a QIC tech tile. On the navigation track, immediately get 7 points. On the AI track. We have the ability to get 1 ore and power 1 in our cycle, and that is on the AI track. As I said, we're going to get the ability to have all of our planetary institutes and academies. Well, your singular planetary institute and your academies worth 4 power as opposed to 3. When you take this tile, you get a knowledge for each planet type that you have settled, and when you take this tile, you're adding to your economy when it comes to knowledge and credit, 1 of each of those per round in the income phase. The round boosters. So if you watch my Geodens playthrough, which is a live playthrough, that's what happens when you're a little bit too, I don't know, confident. So I felt really good with the Geodens. The first half of the game played out great, and it was about halfway through. Then I was like, uh-oh, I really failed to take into account the round booster scoring for the second half of that game. I knew that the final scoring was going to be a problem, but I really should have done some things differently considering how those round boosters played out. And that's what makes this game so interesting, is that even like the quote unquote weakest factions can be very, very strong depending on the round boosters, and the strongest factions, quote unquote, there as well can be pretty challenged depending on how those round boosters come out. You want to be able to be agile enough in your strategy that you can adjust accordingly. So before I get those round scoring tiles, let me actually do the boosters themselves. So we have the 1 is you get a free terraforming step, additionally 2 credit in income. Here we get 2 points for every trading station on the board when you pass, plus 1 ore in income. Here it's 2 power in your cycle, plus 1 ore in income. Here it's 1 point per Gaia planet that you have colonized when you pass, plus 4 credit in income, and finally plus 3 to your navigation, and you can cycle 2 power during the income phase. So again, income phase comes before Gaia phase, so anything that allows you to cycle power isn't going to be all that helpful, because if you have no power in your cycle, as you often won't when you're playing with the Terrans, you're not really cycling anything. So do want to be careful falling into that trap. And that even includes, you know, the cycle for power right on your Planetary Institute. It's like, thanks, but my power is not in my cycle yet, so no thanks. We're going to now do the round boosters, like I said. Where are they? All right, we get 3 points for every Gaia planet we colonize in round 1. In round 2, we're going to get 2 points for every time we move up on any of the tech tracks. In round 3, we're going to get 2 points for every terraforming step that we get that round. In round 4, we get 5 points for every academy or planetary institute we build. The planetary institute will be built long before then, so we won't have to worry about that. Round 5, we're going to get 4 points for every trading station that we build. And in round 6, we get 2 points for every mine that we build. I'm going to put tokens on each of those to remind me to score the automa. The automa isn't going to get a ton, never mind, I take it back. So yeah, the automa is going to get a total of 8 plus 12, so that's 20 plus 5. They're 25 points just from the round booster tiles alone. So that is going to be something to remember. You could just score that right now if I wanted to, as I say all the time, but I prefer to kind of do it every round. I think it makes it a little bit more thematic, you versus the automa, but again, it all ends up in the same place. The final scoring tile, number 1 is going to be the number of sectors that you have colonized, and number 2 is going to be the number of planet types that you have colonized. I should have a much easier time with the first one than the second one. We already have our cubes representing the third dummy player that exists for the purposes of those endgame scoring tiles. When it comes to this tile, the dummy player will start on the 6. When it comes to the number of planet types colonized, the dummy player will start on the 5. So last but not least, we have the map. So we are going to set this out. I need tile number 6 over here, arranged, I believe, like that. We'll revisit that in a second. We're going to need tile number 2 is going to be down here, arranged like so. I think we're good. Tile number 1 is in the center. That's right. 1 is in the center where it belongs because it's number 1. And that's what number 1 does. All right, we need number 7 up at the top, arranged like so. Nope, I messed something up. Yes, I did. That's right. Now we're good. Now we're good. It always comes together. Sometimes it takes a little bit, like turning it ever so slightly. Still, sometimes I find a hard time, like, where is this orienting? All right, number 5. It's like 6. Just one less. It goes there. That's going to overlay with that board a little bit, which is fine. Number 3 is going to come down here. We are going to have 2 Transdim planets together. So that's of interest to me as a Terrans. And down here, we get our final tile, number 4. Last but not any less loved down there. We are playing against a formidable opponent today in Hadsch Hallas. They score their faces off. I always feel like they score higher than the other automas through all my plays. They have a leg up on the economic track in that they start on the first level. That really doesn't matter unless they keep moving up. There is a good chance they might end up there in level 5, and that sucks because I love getting to level 5 in the last round whenever I can, because that's a nice little boon into your economy in that last round. They have an ongoing ability that every time they upgrade to a trading station, they gain 3 victory points. And if they can't upgrade, they do a colonization within range 3. So they're going to continually getting mines on the board to continually upgrade the trading stations, and they get extra 3 points. Now that is an ongoing ability. That extra 3 points is not only for a faction action. That extra 3 points is every time they do it. So it really does add up to a whole lot of points for the automa in the end. So now we need to take a round booster tile for the Hadsch Hallas to start the game. So I'm going to shuffle up the 17 automa cards here. Yoink, we get number 17, and they're going to get this round booster to start the game. Isn't one I was really looking at anyway, so not upset about that. We'll just put the automa's round booster, yoink, make a little room, and fit that right in there. It's perfect, like a glove. Like a glove. Cool. Now we are going to need to set up the automa's mines. So they're going to get red planets closest to the center. Obviously this is 2 away from the center, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No tiebreakers needed, so we can go ahead and get out the starting automa cards. What are they? Well, we're playing on hard. So I'm going to take the 6 cards that have the green box at the bottom, and then card number 9, which gives the automa an extra automa action card to start the game. So there should be 7 cards there. We are going to shuffle these. I'm going to take 6 cards off the top, 1 for each round in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other 4 cards come out of the game. And here we're going to take this now, add 1 to the automa's starting hand for the first round. So we should have 8 cards total. To set up the automa for a round, you're going to take the bottom 3 cards of the automa deck. You're going to shift them sideways. That indicates that you might be possibly at the end of the round. And we'll get to that and explain that when we get there. We're going to get that when we get there. Because I'll tell you what, man, I always have new and profound ways to explain things. So this is going to go there to remind me it's possible end of the round. And I'm going to have this token over here to at least try to make sure I don't ever forget to score the automa after each of their turns. Now, the automa is all set up. I just need to put my starting 2 mines on the board. Again, all the automas and all the factions start with 2 mines on the board, except for the Xenos. They're special and start with 3. I'm going to put... Oh, no. I don't know what I'm going to put. Red's going to colonize orange and blue above all else. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. But they're going to also colonize Gaias before they colonize Transdim. So I do like that. I'm going to go here and hopefully jump to there and maybe make my Planetary Institute on there because I want to be in the neighborhood. This is a lot cheaper, obviously, when I'm trying to trade up to my trading institute. And this also starts with a Transdim, so that's kind of a no-brainer. I think I take this one as well because that also starts next to a Transdim. And I'll have to figure out how the heck I want to jump over to that part of the board and hope the automa doesn't snag that before I can get there. But I have this Transdim planet, this one, this one, this one, this one. There are 6 on the board to start the game, and hopefully I can get to at least 4 of them. All right. So let's get this rocking. I need to take a booster. Oh, I don't want the navigation one. Do I want the navigation one? No, I don't want the navigation one. I want the terraforming one, right? I can spend that QIC to do that navigation, which is a lot better. Cool. Let's make the magic happen. I want to grab that orange planet before the Hadsch Hallas do, but first we're going to go to income phase. So in income, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 ore. I'm going to get 2 credit from the round booster. I'm going to get 1 knowledge from my board there. And that's it. I don't get any QIC. I'm not cycling any power in the first turn. I am now going to, again, claim that orange as soon as I can. I am going to use the action on my round booster. And that's going to allow me to do 1 terraforming step. It's also, you know, it's funny. That's 2 terraforming steps for me. It's only 1 for the automa. Wow. I need to rethink my starting tiles, my starting areas. This is not a good setup. The red is there. So I need to go red or white, and there's not a single red or white in the neighborhood of Hadsch Hallas, which obviously makes sense because they grabbed the 2 reds. But it puts me in a weird spot because I cannot get my Planetary Institute on the board. Now I could try to do the Planetary Institute in the second round instead. And if I did that, you know, I just try to hold off on forming any Gaia projects, but that's not ideal. I really want to form Gaia projects when I have the Academy on the board. I mean, I could go here and here. That would take care of my navigation concerns, and I could potentially start Gaia projects, but then I probably wouldn't want to take this, because if I'm not doing a terraforming step, what the heck is the point of taking this? So let's rethink this, shall we? If I'm going to have to pay the more expensive cost for doing a trading station, I think it only makes sense at this point to get the extra credit and income. So I got 2 credit on the last one. I'm going to get 4 credit on this one. So I just got the extra difference of 2, and I will get points for every Gaia planet that I've colonized at the end of this round. I don't know if that's going to be any. I would need to get another QIC in order to really make that make any sense. This could work. Wondering if I snag that Gaia planet now, let the automa get the orange. Obviously sectors still matter too, but the problem with snagging that planet is I would need a second QIC, right? Because it'd be 1 for increasing my navigation and 1 for actually colonizing a Gaia planet. It is an extra 3 points to colonize a Gaia planet, so there is that. Let me try it this way. I'm going to change my mind one more time. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to grab this. So I'm going to lose that 4 extra credit and gain 1 extra ore. I think that's going to make the most sense right now. So I'm going to add 2 power to my cycle. So my turn, my first turn, I'm going to spend my 4 knowledge to get up on the navigation track to get a second QIC. Final answer. Automa's turn. That is the support card. That is the action card. The automa is doing a upgrade action. They're going to upgrade the mine closest to me. That one's closest to me. They're upgrading it to a trading station. I, in theory, could power off that, but I have nothing within the neighborhood, so I won't, and automa gets 1 point. My turn. I'm spending a QIC to extend my range from 1 to 2. I know, pathetic, but this is the life I lead. So I'm going to go from navigation range 1 to navigation range 3. I'm spending another QIC to make it possible for me to colonize a Gaia planet. I'm spending an ore. I'm spending 2 credit. I'm putting a mine on this Gaia planet here. And that's going to give me 3 points because of the round booster. That gets me up to 13. Automa's turn. He goes there. He's doing a power QIC action. It's going 1 from the left. Yoink. It gets 1 point. It's up to 12. My turn. I'm now going to do a Gaiaforming project. So I'm going to take these 6 power out of my cycle because it's going to cost 6 power on my cycle. It's like at there, then it will only cost 4. And I'm going to put this Gaiaformer right there, right next to the trading station. All right, so that will work. Automa's turn. Automa's going to move up on its highest track. That's not good. So that is the extra card added. Does make it very likely they're going to hit the top of the economic track, which is going to be like very hard for me. Automa's going to get 1 point, and they're going to get to 13. My turn. Now it's time to start making that into a Planetary Institute. I think I'll have enough. So I'm going to spend 2 ore. I'm going to spend 3 credit. I go from 13 down to 10. I'm putting this trading station here. It only costs the 3 because I am within the neighborhood of that trading station now of the automa. Automa is going to go support card, new card. They're doing a faction action. Oh, I already forgot. Ongoing ability. They got 3 more points. 1, 2, 3 because they did make that trading station. So what are they doing now? They're going to do an upgrade. They're going to upgrade a mine to a trading station. Nope. I lied. The priority is still the same, even though they get extra 3 points for trading stations. priority still the same. They're going to turn this trading station into their Planetary Institute. When they do that, I can spend 1 point to cycle 2. Don't want to, actually. There's no point because that's going to cycle on its own in the income phase next turn because that should be on the board. So that's fine. They're going to get how many points? Just 1 point for that faction action. Again, the bulk of their points comes when they make a trading station. My turn, I'm going to spend 4 ore. I go from 5 down to 1, and then 6 credit. I go from 10 down to 4, putting my Planetary Institute on the board on that Gaia planet. That will go there, and that should give me some options next round. Automa's turn goes there, over. Well, it would be an upgrade action. However, the Automa is passing. So they're going to take the starting player token or starting player thingamabob. Thingamabob is the technical term from me. And they're going to take this as their new round booster. This goes back here. They're going to shuffle these cards up. They're going to get an extra card in. So they have 9, and they're going to get 2 points from the round scoring tile. So they're up to 19. And off to the Hadsch Hallas races as we have come to expect from them. So I'm going to shuffle these 9 cards, get them set up for the next turn. This should be 6 on top. There is. Done, done, and they will go first. My turn, I will also pass because I have really nothing else I want to do. I think the best thing for me to take is things that make you go, yeah. I mean, I guess it's the ore. I don't even know. I don't even know. Nobody knows the trouble I see. You know what? I'm going to get some ore from there. I'm going to take the credit and I'll get some points because having some Gaia planets, that's fine. That's going to go there. This goes here. I'm going to get some scoring next round. We can remove this from the board, so at least we won't have Hadsch Hallas getting in our way too much with the power QSC actions. See how that works out for me. This can flip, and now we go to the next round, income phase. So what are we going to get? I am going to get 1 additional power, and I can cycle 4. I can take those benefits in any order. I'm going to cycle 4 this way and add the power there. I'm also going to get 3 ore, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to get 4 credit. That gets me up from 4 to 8, and I get 1 knowledge from my board. That gets me up from 0 to 1. Now, Gaia phase. This is going to become a Gaia planet with my little Transdim still on it. Who you call little? Right. And then we're going to cycle these 4 out. I'm sorry, these by 4, I meant 6. These 6 power out. They're going to go not into bin 1 like they normally would for most mere mortals. They're going to go into bin 2. I can get, as a result of doing that, 2 ore because I cycled 6. And I think that makes the most sense over other things I might want to take here. Yeah. We're going to live with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. Am I? I think I am. I can do some crazy things. I think it makes sense to try to get to a research lab this turn and start getting some tech tiles. I mean, even this could be really huge. I do want to move up on this economic track a little bit. Getting up at the navigation track is also important. Yeah, we're going to have to start doing some things over here. I took the 2 ore by cycling out that 6 power into my second bin. I am not first because Hadsch Hallas butted into the lead like a jerky jerk. And we'll see where this goes. I did just adjust the light at the top of the screen. I realized it was really bright. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Not creating too much of a shadow. Man, I tell you, this game hates my cameras. So Hadsch Hallas is going to do a faction action right off the bat. What are they doing? They're doing an upgrade action. They're upgrading this mine to a trading station. They're going to get a total of 4 points. 3 because of their ongoing ability. 1 because of that's what the faction action says. So they go from 19 up to 22. I'm going to spend, I think I'd get the 7 credits. It's just a good exchange. Because Hadsch Hallas isn't covering the power QIC actions, it might actually be better to maybe get a little bit lucky and I can just start cycling more before I start spending it. Because if I spend this, it's going to be harder to get stuff from 1 into 3. However, if I just leave it as it is, it'll be a little easier for me to get some more power in there. If any one thing is covered up, there's an argument for everything. An argument to take 2 ore right now, argument to take the 7 credit, the argument to take the 2 knowledge. Considering Hadsch Hallas isn't, again, going to be jumping all over the power QSC track, I'm not as eager as I might be against some of the other automas. So I am going to spend, though, a ore and 2 credit to get me this mine. I'm going to put that on this Gaia planet and get my Gaiaformer back. Get the former back. That becomes a support card. Man. Got to be kidding me. All right, Hadsch Hallas already up to there. So yeah, bye-bye level 5 of the economic track. Hadsch Hallas gets 2 points. We're going to have to get creative in this one, kids. That is not great. Not good at all. I'm Sean Connery. Welcome to the rock. All right, I'm going to spend 2 ore and 3 credit. I guess I do need credit really badly. I also needed all that ore. So that's fine. I'm going to spend 2 ore and 3 credit. We're going to put this trading station here. Automa's turn, moving up on a random track. Are you freaking kidding me? 5 from the left. It's just okay. That's fine. It's yours, dude. It's yours, uncle. I concede. I've seen the light. I understand that you are just gonna crush me in that track, and I just need to make new plans on what I'm gonna do in round 6, which is nice. It's making me branch out, be a new man. Ugh. And now this track is almost tempting. Once I get to level 2 of the navigation track, but I also want to get to level 3 of the Gaiaformer track. So lots to think about here. Yeah, there's no reason not to at this point, I guess. Let me cycle these 4. It's going to give me 7 credit. So I go from 3 to 10. Toma's turn, upgrading. It only has these 2 buildings, so it is going to upgrade this trading station. It's going to upgrade it into a research lab. That goes there. Atoma is going to get 1 point. My turn. I'm now going to spend the 3 ore and the 5 credit. I'm going to put this research lab on the board. We're going to take a tech tile, and I am seriously tempted to take that tech tile on the knowledge track, but it's probably silly. I will take this tech tile here. Fine. And I'll move up here and get 3 more power into my cycle. 1, 2, and 3. See if I can't get 1 more. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I'm hopeful. Problem is the Atoma is so far away from me. I'm not getting any passive power actions off of them. There might be a way here. All right, Atoma's going to go. Atoma's going to move up on its highest track. It just takes this off. It's not up there yet. 1 point. My turn. I'm going to do a Gaia forming action. So I'm going to move these 6 power out of this cycle, right? Because I had 1, I moved 4, I added 3, so that's right. I do a Gaia forming action. I'm putting this Gaiaformer here. Again, range 1 is important. And I'll do this one here actually. Atoma's turn, potential end of round. It is not. Instead, they're doing a faction action. So since they cannot, well, they can upgrade. I'm sorry, they have a research lab on the board. They're going to turn that into an academy. So they're going to get 1 point for that. Next time, since they can't upgrade, they're going to do a colonizing action, which honestly, I kind of want them in my way a little bit so I can start doing the passive power actions. My turn. Yeah, just don't think I'm going to get the 4 knowledge I need to get up in there. It's going to be hard. There's so much power. It's kind of stupid. I want another Gaiaformer, please. Is there something more effective I could do here is really the question. I don't think there is. Yeah, it's almost like I'm doing Gaiaformer track and navigation track now, and the economic track. I'm basically turning this little economy into my economic track. The problem is, again, those 2 Gaia planets are all the way over there. Gaia planet there, Gaia planet there. I will be able to reach this one once I get to navigation 2. I'm going to want to get to at least, I'm going to need to be spending a lot of QICs there, so maybe the AI track's going to start making some sense too. But can I really punt the economic track and still expect to win a game? That is a good question, Greg. I don't know. I don't think it's ever been done by me. This is the voice I talk in when I'm upset. All right, let me power 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, there's 2 went from there to there. I had a balance of 2. It goes from there to there. Atoma action. Potential end of round. It is the end of the round. They're going to take this. This goes back. We'll do their whole end of round sequence. So they're going to get 2 points from that. They go from 27 to 29. I'm going to shuffle all these cards up and add one of these. All right, so they have 10 cards now. Oh, I got 2 points because I did move up on a track. Before I forget that. Yeah, because I haven't lost any points recycling power at all. Just hasn't happened. I wonder where I am with power. Yeah, I'll have 7 here pretty quick. So that could be 1 federation. So I'm actually start forming federations earlier than I normally would. There's no bonus points for waiting on the federations. Obviously, I'm going to want to get an academy in round 4 because that's worth 5 points. All right, my turn. I'm going to do a free action. I'm going to get 2 of these out, move these 2 over, and then cycle these 4. And that's going to give me 2 ore or 2 knowledge. Do I want the ore or do I want the knowledge? I'm going to take the knowledge. I have to start moving up some of these tracks big time. So I'm going to get that to there. I'm going to pass. I have 2 Gaia planets colonized, so I get 2 points for that. This goes away, and I will take... Eesh, that 1 terraforming step is not all that strong for me. I could have guessed there. That could work, actually. Let me get the terraforming step. So we go to the income phase. I am going to get 3 ore from my track. I'm going to get 2 credit. I'm going to get 2 knowledge. I'm going to be able to cycle 4 and add 1. Yep, that's it. That's all she wrote. Now I'm going to replenish that, obviously. In the Gaia phase, we're going to turn this into a Gaia planet. And we're going to move these from the Gaia bin into bin 2. I'm going to take 2 ore as a result of that. That should work. It's their turn first because Automa passed before me again. So that's a support card. Oh, sorry. This should flip. And these 2 should come off. So Automa is moving up on its highest track. It is already in level 5. 1 point. Good for you. That was the quickest I've ever seen an Automa go into level 5. That was bananas. Okay. That is a ton of power in my cycle. I'm going to spend these 4 knowledge to move up here to give me 2 navigation. Yeah, that makes some sense. Automa's going to go over there, here. Automa's doing an upgrade action. It cannot, that ability here, where if it cannot upgrade, it colonizes with a range 3, that only applies for faction actions. So ultimately, it just can't do anything. It's a dead action for it. It just gets the 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. But remember, dead actions for it means I'm also not charging any power, which considering how much power I have there right now, could be nice and helpful for me to actually charge some of that stuff. I'm going to do my terraforming step, and that lets me colonize a planet. My navigation is 2. I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 credit, and I'm going to put a mine here. And since I got a terraforming step, that's also going to allow me to get 2 points because of the round scoring tile. Automa's turn goes there. Automa's placing a mine. All right, here we go. Automa's placing a mine within range 2. It's going to look for red planets within range 2. There are none, so we're going to look, what's 1 terraforming step? Well, that's 1 terraforming step, and that's within range 2. And then blues and oranges, that's 1 terraforming step. That's within range 2. So I think that is the winner. Yes, sir. So we're going to get that there. I colonize that. So they're going to put a mine there. I could spend 2 points to cycle 3. Don't mind if I do. I go from 19 down to 17. This goes up. These go over. The Automa gets 1 point. My turn. I am cycling 4. So I have 7 in here now. Automa's turn. It's doing a faction action. So it's doing an upgrade action. It's upgrading that. It's going to turn that into a trading station. So it's going to get 4 points total. It's going to go from 34 up to 38. I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. A ton in there now. That's a lot of power, kids. What do I want? I'm going to cycle 7 power out. Do I want to do that yet? Probably not. Because if it upgrades again, I can just get all that power in there. And that's a lot of power. Oh, but I want to start doing those too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to need to start moving it. All right, so I'm going to cycle 7 power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get 3 knowledge. Gets me up to 4. Automa's turn. I gave it its 4 points last time. I know I did. All right, it's upgrading again. So it's going to upgrade that into a research lab. It's only going to get 1 point. I could spend 2 to cycle 3. It does not make sense to because I'm about to move at least 8 power into my Gaiaforming area. So it's only going to get 1 point, and I'm not going to spend the points. I am now going to spend my 4 knowledge, move this up here. I get another Gaiaformer, and I cycle 3. Now it only costs 4 for a Gaiaforming step. Automa's turn. That goes there. This goes here. Automa's doing an upgrade action. It can upgrade. Again, it's not a faction action, so it's just a dud. It gets 1 point. My turn. I am going to cycle this 4 power out of my cycle and then put my Gaiaformer here. I want to do that there. Sure. Why not? It's navigation 2, so I can go there or there. You know what? Let me go here. This is less likely that the automa gets to that. I think it's actually equally likely. This is closer to me, so that it's probably a little bit more likely it goes there. So that's my turn. Automa's turn. Automa is having another action because of that green dot. It's going to move up on a random thing. It's moving up there. So starting a whole new track. It's a whole new Hadsch Hallas. The space chickens. That is right. I love the space chickens. Okay, I'm going to cycle 3, spend 1 ore and 2 credit, and use this action to get a terraforming step. That's going to allow me to terraform the red planet here. I get 2 points because I did 1 terraforming step, and it'll give me a pathway to maybe get to those Transdim planets next turn. That is done. The automa's turn. Still has another action. It's moving up 5. That doesn't count because it's at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It goes up on the knowledge track. No points. So it's having a bunch of actions this turn. Oh, joy. I'm going to spend 1 knowledge and 2 credit to put this mine here. That goes back on the board. Automa's turn. Ding and ding. It's doing a power QIC action. 4 from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 point. My turn. I am doing a Gaiaforming project. I'm going to move these 4 power out of my cycle, and I'm putting a Gaiaformer here. I have done all the Transdim planets that are within my range and power to do. Automa's turn. Oh, wait. That was an X. Automa should not have had that turn. So that moves back 1 point, and this comes off. And instead, they would have taken that because that's a support card. These go here. Automa's going to shuffle up its deck. It gets this. It's going to get 4 points because it's only the 3rd round, and it goes from 42 to 46. So it will have 11 cards in its deck. Of course, it took the thing with the credit. That's absolutely the booster I would have wanted. I'll be able to cycle 4 right off the bat and get that 7 credit. That is a thing I'll be able to do. Well, kids, how do we feel about where we're at? Not great, not gonna lie. All right, I'm going to be able to go here, 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 here. I could probably do all that next round, actually. I mean, I'm gonna be crushing the sectors. I'm gonna have the 2 Gaiaforming staffs. I mean, I do need to start upgrading things. I mean, ideally get, oh man, well, I can turn that into an academy. I mean, that's an idea. If I turn that into an academy, I wonder if I could put the Lost Planet next to it, then just make that a thing of 7. Or honestly, I take this and now it's a thing of 8. There's some logic to getting the academy out, getting those 5 points, start getting some QICs. I definitely am going to want to start doing all those Gaia planets. Trading stations are worth 4 in round 5, so that also makes some sense. All right, fine. We will pass, and I'm going to add 2 and get an ore. Income. I'm going to get a 3 power total. I can cycle 4, add this 3. Get the 1 powers from there, 2's from there. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ore. I go from 2 up to 8. I'm going to get 2 knowledge. I go from 0 to 2. I get no credit. I get no credit, no respect. I am going to cycle these 8 power into my second bin. I've turned it into 8 credit. There's an idea. Let me do that. Why not? Yeah, I'll turn that all into 8 credit. So I go from 1 credit up to 9. That should work. It's a better exchange. think it just puts me in a better spot because the other option was I cycle that 8 for 2 knowledge, but I think I got a better exchange this way. Automa's going to do an upgrade action, upgrading this research lab into its last academy. I could spend 2 points to cycle 3. I'm moving things out quickly. Nope, I'm not. So I will spend 2 points to cycle 3. So many power in my second bin. 3 points to Hadsch Hallas. It goes from 46 up to 49. My turn. I'm going to cycle 4, get a bunch more into this bin. Automa's second action, doing a power QIC action. 3 from the left, so they're going to start competing for those. Not great. Gets 1 point. My turn, I'm going to spend 6 ore, get down to 2, 6 credit, get down to 3, putting this academy on the board there. That's going to give me 5 points. I go from 15 to 20. I get to take a tech tile. This is where it gets interesting. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. In the Gaia phase, increased Transdim Planets that have my Gaiaformers on there should have become Gaia Planets. Tempted just to do that point grab now, but my economy is so bad. My economy is not good. And by not good, I mean really not good. Really talking 2 more income phases. I'll have other ways of getting credits. I am going to take this one, start chasing some points. This goes up. It is round 4, so point chasing is on. So I get to take this tech tile. I'm going to move up on that. I cycle 3, and I get a QIC. Yeah, I think the navigation track is my next step, which is nuts. Automa's turn. Oh, Hadsch Hallas is upgrading. They have nothing to upgrade, so they're just going to get 1 point. This comes off. Again, it's not a faction action, so they don't colonize a new planet. I'm going to cycle 4 to get myself 7 credit. It goes up to 10. Automa's turn. They're moving up on its highest track. They have a tie between those two. It's going to be 2 coming from the left, so it's going to be that one. Automa gets 1 point. My turn, I'm going to cycle these 4, get 2 more knowledge, or 2 more ore. It's like knowledge, it's just white instead of blue. But other than that, identical. Identical. That goes there, that goes there. Automa's placing a mine. All right, range 2, fewest terraforming steps. Are there any reds range 2? There are not. So we're looking any greens range 2. That is there. Are there any oranges or blues range 2? There are not. So the Automa is going to build, it's blocking my path to those Transdim Planets because what a jerk. It's going to do that. Oh, was I paying attention to endgame scoring the last time I built a mine? I don't know if it was. I'm going to assume endgame scoring didn't matter. Well, I hope the endgame scoring last time was planet type it didn't have already because it did the orange. This time it's going to matter because it's the sector. So that's where it goes and that's where it's going to stay. And it gets 1 point. I'll check the video and I'll make a note. So much information on these little cards, right? Right. Awesome. Good job, Greg. I'm going to move 1 power out of my cycle this one, move these 4 and get 12 I get 12 knowledge. I get 2 knowledge. Automa's turn. It's just amazing how many turns I have when you're playing as the Terrans. They're moving up on a random track, 4 from the right, 1, skip this one, 2, 3, 4. They're on the navigation track, 2 points. They go from 53 to 55. My turn, I'm going to do this QIC action, get a second QIC. Automa's turn. I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to bleed them out so I can just focus on what I want to do. Automa's doing an upgrade action. They're upgrading to a trading station here. That's going to give them 3 points. They go from 55 to 58, and 1 more point from that, 58 to 59. My turn. Man, I'm upset they took that Gaia planet. I'm upset. That's range 4. Yeah, if I get to the top of the navigation track, I think that's my strongest play right now. I'm not going to have any Transdim projects started this turn, though. I guess I could. I'm trying to not use any of my QICs for adding navigation because I'm going to really want them to try to colonize that Gaia planet, and that Gaia planet. All right, we move up on this track. I'm there. There's so many power in my first bin. It's just really dumb. It's really dumb. You know, just in case, I'm moving this back down. I'm going to take that 4 knowledge back. I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit and put a mine there on that blue planet. It's an important spot for me. All right, Automa is doing a faction action. Automa is going to do an upgrade action. It's going to upgrade this trading station to a research lab. I get to cycle 1. Don't mind if I do. And it's just for free because that's the only one within the neighborhood. Automa's going to get 1 point. Again, it was not upgrading to a trading station. It just upgraded to a research lab. My turn. Now I'll do this for get to there. Automa's turn. Possible end of round. It is not. They're doing an upgrade action again. Oh, they can't. Wow. So they would have taken that, which is gross. So they're colonizing range 3. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. Hopefully it didn't matter the first time. So they are colonizing what? Red planets, range 3. There are none. No orange planets, range... Oh! I lied. Green planets are range 3 too. So those two, directional selection says, oh, that Gaia planet. Oh, that makes me really not happy. Wow. Why are they such jerks? First time they got the Gaia planet. Nope, they already had a Gaia planet. Well, now they get another Gaia planet. That's going to go there. Well, closest to me, actually, this one's closer to me, so they will take the orange anyway. And again, they only had range 3 because of their Automa faction action card. They're going to get 1 point as a result of that. So they get up to 61. They keep having turns. They just don't stop, these chickens. My turn. I mean, do I even want these terraformers back? I mean, they're not really doing much. I want to build a fair amount of trading stations next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna do an ore and 2 credit and colonize this planet, get this Transdim back, put this here. I get 3 points because of my tactile. It gets me up to 23. Automa's gonna go. Please just stop. Oh, it moves up on a random track. 1, 2. It's now up on the Gaiaformer track. It's going to finally declare end of round next turn. About time. I'm going to spend this QIC to extend my range. So now I have range 5. Strategically, I think it makes the most sense for me to get there. So I'm going to extend my range just as opposed to starting a Gaia project. So I'm going to move these 4 into that bin. This is going to go here. And again, I spent the QIC just to make that happen. I feel good about that. How do you feel, Greg? I feel good. All right, good. Good talk. Toma is going to do this. This becomes a support card. They're taking the terraforming step. Glad I get that back. They're still going to be first. My turn. I will spend the ore and 2 credit to put a mine there. No, I won't. Or 2 credit. I won't. You'll see why next turn. I have 1 mine left on my board. That's important. I think I just call it. I call it. I'm going to pass. This comes off. These come off. This goes over here. I'm going to take this. Income phase. I get 4 credit. I go from 6 to 10. Oh, this flips. The Automa gets 5 points. 66. They add this to their deck. So 12 cards in their deck. Now it's 4 points for every trading station built. So that's intriguing to me. Cool. So I already took the 4 credit for that. I'm going to get 1 knowledge. Goes there. This comes off 2. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ore. So I go from 2 to 9. And I'm going to cycle 4 and add 1. So I'll cycle these 4 up there, add 1 down here. These will come over. I'm going to turn those into... I will turn you into a magical fairy mountain. I will turn you into... not credit. We'll turn you into 1 knowledge. I think that gives me the most options here. And it's still the Automa's turn first because they will keep hogging that token over there. So they are doing a faction action. They're turning this into a trading station. They're getting 4 points as a result. So 66 to 70. And I could not do anything off of that. That is done. I'm going to get points at the end of this round. So I'm going to put that as a reminder. Oh, this should have turned into a Gaia planet. I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit to put a mine here. It's the last mine I have on the board. I get 1 terraformer back. And since I colonized the Gaia planet, I get 3 points. That gets me up to 26. Toma's going to go. Toma's moving up on a random track. It's going to move up on this track because it skips over the economic track. It's already at the top. My turn. I'm now going to cycle these 4 out and start another Gaia project there. This goes here. Toma's doing an upgrade action. It's upgrading this to a research lab. It gets 1 point. I am going to spend 2 ore and 3 credit to place a trading station here. It gives me 4 points. I go from 26 to 30. Toma goes doing, oh man, faction action. So with that faction action, what's it going to do? End game scoring matters. So it's looking for a new sector. Remember this time. And we are looking for planets that are 1 terraforming step away in a new sector. Again, the only red left on the board is over here. So there are no oranges, blues, or greens here. There is a green there within range 3 in a new sector. So I think that's the only one that's going to qualify with the endgame scoring mattering. So they are putting a mine there. And they get just the 1 point. All right? Because then normally it's an upgrade. You can't upgrade when it's a faction action. They put a new mine on the board. And that's exceedingly frustrating. All right, my turn. I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit and a QIC. So 1 ore, 2 credit, 1 QIC. We're colonizing this Gaia planet here. I get 3 points from that, so I go from 30 to 33. Toma's turn. Toma's moving up on a random track. They are moving up there on the Gaia track. They get 2 points, and I'm going to not get many points for the round booster next round because I'm going to have all my mines on the board. Yeah, I will. I'm going to cycle 4 with that action. Toma's turn. Doing an upgrade. Only thing left to upgrade is that. They get 3 points plus 1 point, 74 up to 78. I'm going to cycle these 4 down. Get this 2 knowledge. Toma's turn. It's placing a mine. Range 2 is looking for a planet type it doesn't have already. All right, so it already has Gaia planets. It does not have a blue planet. There are no blue planets within range 2. It already has an orange planet. So now the next set of planets, again, Transdim and Gaia planets count the same. So it is looking for yellow planets or white planets range 2. There's a white planet range 2. There's a yellow planet range 2, white planet range 2, white planet range 2. They are all the same number of terraforming steps, so it's going to be one of those. Closest to me, those 2 are both directly adjacent, so it's going to be one of those. Same number of terraforming steps, same distance from me. We go to directional selection. We go to the one at the top. That's going to be a mine there. I already gave the automa its point. Send 2 to cycle 3. Seems like a bad idea. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I need a lot of ore. I need a lot of ore and a lot of credit. Yeah, let me do it. Fine. Send 2, cycle 3. See if this started adding up for me. I'm going to do this. I get a QIC. Automa's turn. They're doing a power QIC action, 4 from the right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 points. It goes from 79 up to 82. Hopefully they will end earlier this turn, because God, they're annoying. I'm going to cycle these 4 knowledge to go up. Oh, yeah. Jumped the gun. Fine. Let me form a federation here. I'm going to take this power out of my cycle, put a satellite here, and now I'm going to get a federation token. I'm going to take the 7 points. I go from 31 to 38, and I'm going to get 6 credit. I go from 3 to 9. Toma going here. Please be the end of the round. I'm just tired of dealing with you. No. Man, placing a mine. Planet type it doesn't have already. So same analysis. We already gave it a yellow. So now we're looking for whites or blues. It's only range 2. So there is a white range 2. That is the fewest terraforming steps. So that's going to beat brown or black. So that's totally going to be the winner. Chicken dinner. Space chicken dinner. More specifically, it's going to get 3 points. It goes from 82 to 85. Why all of a sudden is it getting all these mines? Why does it keep getting the maximum actions every turn? That's super awesome. And by awesome, I mean not so awesome. Oh, I'm out of mines. What have I done? All right, I'm going to spend 2 knowledge and 3 credit to place this mine on the board here. It's 4 points. I go from 38 up to 42. Toma's turn. Toma's moving up on its highest track, moves up there. I mean, seriously, 1 point. It just keeps getting actions. Non-stop actions, baby. Non-stop actions. Now I'm going to spend these 4. I finally go up in here. I get the Lost Planet. It's a new planet type for me. I'm going to put the Lost Planet right here. I have to flip this. So I now have range 4. Toma's going to go, hey, it gets the X finally. We're going to give it this. Give it 6 points. So we go from 86 to 92. This flips. And I shuffle these, get it ready for the final round. Toma has, no joke, gone first every darn round. You know what? I don't want to go there. I don't want to get the Lost Planet. I can't get the Lost Planet. You change this up. This goes here. In a very real sense, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make sense to go up there without taking this tech tile. So, I mean, ultimately, I'm going to want to try to get that tech tile. The question is, how. Let me move up on the AI track instead. So this will actually flip back. We know that the round booster is still 4 points, so I'll just put that there as a reminder. Yikes. It's going to be really hard to get in there then, which is what I wanted that thing for. Let me move up in the AI track and get a QIC. I'm going to cycle 4 by spending 4, just moving them out of my power cycle altogether. Leaves 3 up in there. I'm now going to spend these 4 to get 2 more ore. I'm going to spend this QIC to extend my range from 3 to 5, and I'm going to put a Gaiaformer all the way over there, and that should secure the final Gaia planets that I can get. I'm going to spend 2 ore and 3 credit to place this trading station on the board. That's going to give me 4 points. I get from 42 up to 46 because of the round booster. I'm going to spend this 2 ore and this 3 credit to put this trading station on the board. And that's going to be 4 more points. I get from 46 up to 50. It's going to give me an amazing ton of credit next turn. But ore is going to be obviously a problem. I'm in every sector, so I have that going for me. Planet types, not so great. 1, 2, 3. Am I even on a red? I am on a red, so I'm on 4 different planets. I don't have the lost planet yet. So I will be on 5. Automa right now just got the yellow and the white. The Automa's on 4, plus the guy. Automa's on 5. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get on 6. That seems not like it's happening. This can go. I'm going to call end of round. I have settled on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gaia planets. So I'm going to get the 5 points. So I go from 50 to 55. And now we go to the final round. I'm going to take +2 and an ore again, I guess. I mean, I don't really have many options. So +2 and an ore. Why not? So income. I'm going to get 3 power and cycle 5. I can do it in any order. So I'm going to get 1. No, not cycle 5. I'm cycling 4. So I'm going to get 1, cycle 4, I'll 1 up, 3 over, get 2 more from the round booster. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ore. I go from 1 to 7. I'm going to get 8, 11, 16 credit. I go from 0 to 16. And I only get the 1 knowledge, which is garbage. That's really bad. All right, cycling out of here. I need more ore. I think more than anything else right now. These will become Gaia planets. 1, 2. Cycling out of there. I'm going to take 2 ore and 2 credit, I think. Makes the most sense. So 2 ore gets me from 7 to 9, and 2 credit gets me from 16 to 13. Toma's action first, because they've just gone first all game. They're doing an upgrade action. They're upgrading a mine to a trading station as their next priority. That's going to give them a total of 6 points, because that's sick. That gets them to 98. 6 points. Why? Because it's sick. It's just, oh, I can power 1. Oh, it's so much better now. Great. It's like so stupid. Okay, I'm spending an ore and 2 credit, and I'm placing this mine here. That's going to be 2 points plus 3 points. So that's 5 points. It gets me up to 60. Toma's turn. This goes here. This goes over. They're moving up on a random track. 1, 2, 3. They're moving up on the AI track. 0 points. My turn. I am going to spend an ore. 2 credit. Gets me to 16 to 14 and a QIC. Placing a mine here. Gives me 5 points. It gives me to 60 to 65. Toma's turn. Doing an upgrade. They can upgrade a mine to a research lab. It's their last one. Closest to me, they're both 2 away. Directional section says from the top. Nope, my bad. They have another mine. I missed it. Yep, I missed it. So they would have actually done that one because it's closer to me. So I could have spent 2 points to cycle 3. And I would have. So this mine would go there, here. 2 points to cycle 3. So I lose 2. I cycle 2 more because I already cycled 1. Now they have another upgrade action. And what are they doing? They're going to upgrade this mine to a trading station. I get to cycle 1 and they get 4 points this time. So 98 to 102. So that's nuts. And they still have another trading station. So yeah, they just put out a bunch of mines. So they're obviously getting a bunch of trading stations now. I mean, their whole deck is just moving up tracks and upgrades. My turn. We are going to cycle 4. Toma's turn. They're placing a mine. They're placing a mine in a sector they don't have anything, and then they're doing it within range 4. Awesome. So what are they looking for? Well, they have nothing in this sector, nothing in this sector. They have things in every other sector. Is anything here within range 4? Yes, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not 1, 2. That is not. That's range 4. That's range 4. So we're looking for fewest terraforming steps. Gray is 3 terraforming steps. That's not going to win. 2 terraforming steps, 2 terraforming steps. So it's going to go to closest to me is going to be that yellow. They're going to put a mine there. I can spend a point to cycle 2. Sure. 1, 2. They are going to get 1 point up to 103. I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping for a miracle. So I'm cycling 7 here to get 3 knowledge. Gets me up to 4. Automa's turn. There. They're doing a power QIC action. 4 from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 point gets them up to 104. My turn. I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge to go up here, flipping this. No, I don't want to do that. Why do I keep trying to do that? I keep trying to do what I don't want to do. If I do what I do not want to do, is it really me that does it? Yikes. Need to get a tactile. I need those 7 points. At some point, I'm going to have to do it. Might as well be now. I'm going to spend 3 ore and 5 credit. I'm placing this research lab, and I'm placing it. It doesn't really matter. I place it there. I'm going to get a tactile. I'm going to get the 7 points. So I go from 62 to 69. I'm going to move up on here to move up to the top of the track. I need to flip that. I get the lost planet. I'm going to put the lost planet wherever I want it. You know what? Let me upgrade over there just for kicks. There's really no point in what I just did, but I felt me feel better. So if it made me feel better, it's got to be good, right? So that goes there. Perfect. Perfecto. Toma's turn. That goes there. This goes there. Toma's moving up on its highest track. Just going to take this off the board. Gets 1 point up to 105. Huge score. My turn. I am going to... I think I need to form 2 federations. The question is how. I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 credit. Place this mine here. It's 5 points. It gets me to 69 up to 74. Toma's turn. Faction action. It's doing an upgrade action. It's doing a mine to a trading station. It just put that mine on the board. So that's going to be 4 points. It goes from 105 to 109. I could spend a point to cycle 2. I mean, there's just no stinking point that I can see. So I won't. Whatever. I will. Fine. No, I won't. There's just no point. I'm about to throw out a bunch of power in a second. I'm going to move 6 power. And we're going to put 6 satellites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Forming a federation. I'm going to take the federation tile that gives me more ore. So 7 points. I go from 74 up to 81. And 2 more ore. Atoma's turn. Stop it! It doesn't have more mines, fortunately, so it does have research stations. There's 2 adjacent to me. Directional selections just from the bottom. I can spend a point to cycle 2. Not going to. Do I? No, I'm not going to. There's no point. Atoma gets 1 point for that, so it's up to 110. My turn. I'm going to spend this power, form another federation. I'm going to take the 8. No, I'm going to take the 7 points. So I go from 81 to 88 and 6 credit. I go from 7 to 13. Toma's turn, doing an upgrade action. They have no mines to upgrade. It's not a faction action, so they're just done. They get 1 point. They're up to 111. My turn, I'm going to spend 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5 down to 8. I'm going to form a research lab here. Now it's going to let me take a tactile. I'm going to take this advanced tactile. It's going to give me 14 points. I go from 88 to 102, and I have to flip this over, and I can move up any track I want. I'm going to move up on this track and get my last Gaiaformer, which I never had. Oh, wait, I already put it on my board accidentally, but it's fine. Atoma's turn. This goes there. This goes there. Atoma's game is over. Atoma's getting 6 points. They go from 111 to 117, and that's all she wrote for the space chickens. My turn. I'm going to do this action to get a QIC. I'm now going to spend these 4 to move up here. I flip this. That's 4 points. I have... Nope, don't do that yet. Let me figure this out. So the Atoma ended the game Did not have the lost planet, obviously. Did not have a blue planet. Did not have a black planet. Did not have a brown planet. So it ended the game with 5 planet types. I now have 5. I could get 6. It's a pretty big jump. It ended the game with only 6 different sectors. I already have 7. See if I can do both. I'm trying to develop on this planet, and then I'm actually looking at doing a double terraforming step to get 1 more planet type, and I want to jump. The point differential, I'm already tied with them here, right? We both have, everyone has 5. I do have an opportunity to get 18 points, and he would only get 9. If we stay here, we all get 12. So that's a 9-point differential on him. Well, at this point, he'd only be losing 3, and I'd be gaining, yeah, so that'd be 9-point difference. I mean, the math is weird. Yeah, I think I'd just win the category. I think that's a smarter play. All right, so what I'm going to do is cycle this, move this, cycle this. I'm going to get a double terraforming step. I still need the ore. So leave this here for a sec. I'm going to spend the 2 ore and the 3 credit to put a trading station on the board. It's got to be within the neighborhood of them, otherwise it would cost 6. So I'll put that there. I'm going to turn this QIC into an ore, spend 2 more credit, and cycle this 5 to get a double terraforming step. So I'm looking at a gray planet or an Ars planet within range 4. I will just put that here. And now I take the lead in planet types. And then I'm going to spend this 4 to jump into here to flip this tile. And I have a total of, I did not ever build that. Again, it's 6 points I left on the table. 1 for this, and then 2 for that, and a 3 for that. But I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus the 4, so I get 12 points for getting to the top of that. That gets me to 102 to 114. This is already done. We've already scored the automa. So I'm going to have 1 extra point because I have 3 credits left. So that gives me 115. We're going to do steps here. So I get 24 points from that. So I go from 115 to 139. The automa's only got 20 points. It goes from 117 to 137. And last but not least, we do the endgame scoring. The automa tied with the dummy player on both things. He got 6 and 5. I got 7 and 6, edging on both. So I'm going to get another 36 points. I get from 139 up to 1. Math is so hard. 175, right? Yeah, right. Yep, that right. So 175. The automa is going to get a total of 9 plus 9, so it's getting 18 points. It gets from 137 to 155. And wow, that was such an interesting game. Dude, I'm scared to go back and see if I missed an endgame scoring. That would have totally changed how this thing played out. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, that was such a crazy game. Looking at how that played out, if he didn't run up that economic track so fast, I don't know if I would have had the guts to try what I did, but it worked out like in a way that was super cool. It's just really interesting to see, you know, how the Terrans play. I mean, you're just, again, leaning really hard into what they do well, and what they do well is Gaiaform. And the Space Chickens, man, I'll tell you what, it seems like they had a crappy first half of the game, and they still ended up with 155, right? I mean, it's just so bananas, like how many points that the Hadsch Hallas can score when you're playing against the automa. I mean, they just got a number of those cards that added to their deck. They were just placed in mines, and they just had so many long rounds too. I feel like 3, 4, and 5 are all pretty long, that it really added up for them. Taking this tile when I did was great. We just kept getting, I probably got 18 points out of this tile. Got this advanced tech tile. I don't think I've done that on the channel. Yeah, maybe I have. It was a while ago, but you know, getting 12 points from that. I get 14 points from that. You know, we were able to really kind of take advantage of things. You know, that 5th round, I love when you're just set up to really crush that tile. I got 16 points for that round booster tile, and I got, you know, a number of extra points for that round booster. So it really all just came together, and being able to edge Hadsch Hallas. I mean, they're not a build first faction, right? They're not a colonized first faction. They're an upgrade first faction. So those round scoring boosters kind of work to my advantage for sure. And I think that is like the one saving grace of Hadsch Hallas. They don't crush many of those endgame scoring tiles. It's just not really how they function. Just a really cool game. I'm happy to get this on the channel. Hopefully without the asterisk. I'm already dreading going back to take a look. But that's it. If you want to see more from solo playthroughs, as I'm sure you've heard me say before, go on my Patreon page. You can see what's coming up. I do a public post at the end of every month, about a week before the next month, to let you know what's coming down the pipe, so you can tune in for whatever you want to see here. There will be more Gaia Project. I think I have 4 factions left, maybe only 3. I know we're finishing up with the best cods. Assume that's how you pronounce that. I do not know who is next though, but it's been really great going through these factions one by one. It's really made me appreciate this game so much deeper. I already loved it, but wow, like this whole process has been really, really cool, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, strategy questions, things I maybe could have even done better in this playthrough? I'm 175. I'm very, very happy with that. I'm definitely jazzed to pull off that victory here. But anything, I maybe left some points on the table, anything you might have done differently. I find it really weird how this is not a game that I'm used to seeing, right? I'm normally up here, you know, if not to the top. I love the terraforming track, the AI track. I mean, I'm just looking at the points there. I got a bit lucky that the automa stalled there and didn't get to the 5th track there, because obviously that's a 16-point, you know, move for me. You know, there would have been ways for me to get points. I mean, say he got to the top there, so I get 16 points left, right? I'm at 159. He's at 159. But then again, instead of doing some things there, I can move up here. That gives me another QIC. I can turn that to an ore. I was really close to being able to kind of from that other planet. So that's 5 points. I would have had ways to still get points, to still kind of pull out that victory. It just would have looked a lot closer. What a crazy cool game. And that was definitely one of the more unique playthroughs I've had of Gaia Project in quite a while. So super fun, man. This game it's the depth is just keeps delivering every time I come back to it, and it's super cool. It's super cool to see. So I hope you all love this game as much as I do, and we'll be back somewhere next week, Wednesdays, Sundays. You got it. Raise Night, Spirit Island, and all the rest. Thanks for joining me this time, and until next time, happy gaming.